Sportscenter.
Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Texans squeeze out a 4-point victory. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Giants win their 5th game of the season. The Titans lost this one, but will stay at number 3 in the AFC South. Ronald McKinnon played well despite the loss and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Priest Holmes had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Chiefs beat the Chargers. In upstate New York, Buffalo, we had the Bills fall by 10 points. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Charlie Clemens is on the move as he gets a contract for what can only be referred to as crazy money. 6 years, $5.3 million. Jamie Duncan is on the move as well as he signs a 3-year contract with the Broncos. Lester Towns will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 5 years, $3.5 million, plus a $1.0 million signing bonus.
49ers, Patriots. Corey Dillon's in the backfield. The ball is at the 40-yard line, and the lead man throws a block, shakes off one tackle, bounces outside. Now it's a foot race. The 10, the 5, touchdown. The Patriots win this one by the final score of 14-7. Over at Edward Jones Dome, we had the Rams edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Saints booted in 3 field goals in their victory at Ericsson Stadium. The Packers lost their last game of the season on the road. The Colts won this contest, but will stay at the first place in the AFC South. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. And our only injuries this week are of the season-ending variety. Rod Smith will miss the remainder of the year, and this is a big blow to this passing game because he was obviously a main target. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Jaguars, Raiders. Fred Taylor's in the backfield. The ball is at the 40-yard line, and the lead man throws a block, shakes off one tackle, bounces outside. Now it's a foot race. The 10, the 5, touchdown. The Jaguars go on to win this by the final score of 25-18. John Kitna had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Ricky Williams rushed for over 50 yards and helped his Dolphins beat the Ravens. Up in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle, the city by the Sound, we had the Seahawks come away with a 7-point win. And last but not least, we had the Vikings come away victorious.
All right, Chris, thanks. All right, folks, our playoff picture has now been officially finalized. So let's take a look at it now, shall we? We'll begin with a look at the AFC. And now, checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So there you have it, the regular season now in the books. Time to see which of these 12 teams will emerge as Super Bowl champs. We'll get it started for you on ESPN next weekend. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
And then there were 12, the playoffs, right around the corner, which means it's time for our regular season awards. But first, my primetime players. The final round of game balls go to these Warriors, each with a standout performance in the final game of the regular season. All right, as promised, here's a look at this year's best of the best, our season-ending NFL awards. Priest Holmes, without a doubt, is going to take home the hardware in this one. You see the numbers on your screen, but numbers really don't tell the whole story. Leadership, work ethic, love of the game, that's what truly makes him stand out. He had, without question, the best year of anyone. Peyton Manning has got to be our choice for Offensive Player of the Year, and you've got to be hard-pressed to find better numbers than that. Obviously, give a lot of credit to the rest of the offense, but this is the guy that was driving the car, so to speak. John Lynch gets the nod as our Defensive Player of the Year, and I'll tell you what, there was no one better at taking quarterbacks and receivers alike completely out of their game. Great season. Phillip Rivers comes away with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. You know, it's very difficult to come straight from college, be handed the keys to an NFL offense, but he stepped in and did a bang-up job. Watch out. He's only going to get better with age. Carlos Dansby was our Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hard to think of any young linebacker with better instincts for the football than he has. He wins it in a landslide. Michael Bennett ran away with the rushing title this year. Talk about a threat out of the backfield, my friends. Finesse, speed, a surprising amount of power, which he used to bowl over the few who actually managed to lay a finger on him. What a year. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.